It gets to nighttime and I'm like, is there any men out there?
Wait a minute, I didn't actually like you like that. That was so painful.
Yeah.
We want love, like we're human.
You're really great, like I really like you. I just want to see if I can find something better.
Yeah.
Cheers. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm joined with Cam. You guys probably would have seen her in like past videos. We've done quite a few videos now. Yeah. You're a regular.
Sprinkling in the vlog.
Yeah. How long have we been friends?
Yeah. Yeah, like a year.
Yeah, wow.
Is it?
I think, yeah, a bit over a year.
Just
under?
Just under a year.
That's crazy, because I feel so close to you.
So much has happened in that time.
So much has happened, but like, I feel like we've really bonded over just like conversations.
Thinking,
like,
talking,
I think,
reflecting.
yeah, like we just love having a good chat. We filmed a podcast together for Humble Ego, like when was that?
A few months ago.
Yeah, a few months ago.
Maybe like 5 months
Which
ago.
is crazy because it feels like so
long
much
ago.
has changed. But ever since then, I was like, oh my god, I need to do more videos like this with you because I just love talking
chatty.
to you.
And it's like how conversations just like in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if you guys don't know, Cam has a channel. She's amazing. Her content's like just so grounding and humbling and amazing, truly. So you guys should follow. But anyway, I was like, Cam, should we collab? Like, let's just sit down, get a snack, get a tea, whether you're cleaning your house or
could be a bit of a podcast vibe.
Yeah, just like hopefully this can just be like we're all having a chat and
like FaceTime.
Yeah, like a FaceTime. The topic I really wanted to talk about because it's been so strongly in my mind is like dating in your 20s, relationships, finding your self-worth and attracting the love you deserve, not settling. And I think the reason I really want to talk about this is because right now in my life has been a really interesting time where I've been single for like over a year now. I feel like it's such a good thing to be single, and I think we've talked about it a lot. Like I think we're both people that love spending time with like ourselves. We also like have so many amazing friendships, and I feel like I've put a lot of effort into cultivating like real beautiful connections with my female friends but also my guy friends, so that like I don't need connection from a romantic relationship to feel
and
like
like being single like kind of forces you to foster those connections as well, because I think that when you're in a relationship, like that's how I felt, when you feel like you kind of like settle and like just kind of fall into like the groove of like a relationship, you sometimes don't place as much importance on the friendships and like platonic relationships in your life.
100%. All that being said, I recently have been so much more, actually I'm getting so hot, I'm taking my jumper off, but I have been so much more just really wanting that romantic connection. I think like
it's like the intimacy.
I'm such a romantic person, I'm so touchy, like and I don't think it's coming from necessarily a place of lack but more desire, but I have noticed in myself recently how much self-doubt and self-worth problems I have from that place. I think I've noticed in myself, even though I would like to say I'm a pretty like confident person, I feel like I have a lot of self-love that I've worked on for years, and obviously I'm continuing to work on, but there's something about it coming to
like when it's in a romantic situation
that just triggers all of that, like I'm not good enough,
insecurities,
so many insecurities. Like I have always found with guys I'm so much less grounded in who I am and so much more in the how will they see me, am I enough, and just always feeling like I'm not enough, which is so frustrating,
especially when you feel like when you're like existing by yourself and just like with your friends, that doesn't come up as much, but it's like as soon as it becomes like a romantic thing, it's like all this questioning and self-doubt and like comparison as well, I think.
I've been really finding that with myself, this like in so many ways I feel like I'm the best I've ever been, I feel the most confident in my skin and the most self-love, and then there's this little wounded part of me that maybe comes from like I never grew up feeling beautiful. I always grew up feeling like I had this weird story in my head that I was telling myself that I was like kind of the ugly friend, or like I never felt like. Did
you look different to your friends in school? I'm going to join you with this jumper around.
I think I did look different in ways. I was an early bloomer, so like I grew into my like curves and stuff a lot sooner, and I think I remember feeling really insecure about that. Like I got my period when I was 11, and like at that time, like like my friends like didn't even know what a period was. They never even had that conversation. Like some of them. And so I think I had a lot of insecurity about like my womanly features, which is so funny because like.
But now that's like something that's desirable though.
And that's something that I love about myself. Like it really completely changed. But I think what sometimes hasn't changed is that internal voice inside my head that like I'm just not as good.
Do you feel like in relationships you're more on the side of like when you meet somebody and it feels like nice and safe and warm and secure, you know, all those nice things, do you feel like you more lean to a side of being like, this is nice, like I want to settle for this, or do you feel like you're always kind of feeling like there's something missing or something lacking or something more? Because I feel like I've been in both places in my life and felt like some relationships I've had in the past where I've like definitely settled and felt very just like comfortable, and like it's literally just the comfort and the safety, and then you know you go through this whole like 3-year relationship and then afterwards you're like wait a minute, I didn't actually like you like that. Like it's so fucked up to say, but I feel like sometimes like I've had relationships like that and then it's like I was just settling for the comfort and the safety, and like that's just what I thought love was, like that feeling of comfort, even though there was so much misalignment in terms of like interests and like actually like as a person and like your values that are so different. But then also I feel like I've been in relationships where it's been the opposite, and I've been like like the opposite of settling, which is like I don't know, there's a fine balance, because it's like if you're never settling then you're always chasing something more, you know? And it's like where does commitment come in?
Exactly. Luckily through my parents and the friends over the years, I feel like I always really had a good sense of like what real true love is.
You have such a great like role model, or like role models.
Exactly. And so I feel like I didn't have that, but I had the more so the falling in love with the potential. So like settling because I was so deeply like, but I see
it's so painful. It's so painful.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I'm in a really good place now where I'm like, I'm not settling. Like I've been through enough relationships where I've fallen in love with the potential, or kept staying in for
such a big thing
for the comfort and for those little moments and stuff. But I think now I'm like, I'm not settling, but then now that I'm not settling, I'm like, is there any men out there who will meet my fucking standards?
So many people, like not so many people, but like so many people in my life at the moment are feeling this similar. Like I've had maybe like 2 or 3 conversations similar to this with women in my life, feeling like they're ready for love and like they want this connection and intimacy, but they don't want to settle, and it's like all of a sudden, where are the men?
Literally but they come out. I feel like when you stay, that's what I'm telling myself. Like, I'm like, this is my fucking mantra right now. It's like, just don't settle, because that's how you're gonna find the people that like
it's true
align
though.
with you. And I
even with friendships, like I felt that with friendships. I think we just place so much more kind of like importance and like longing on romantic connections, because I think that I've been in a place in my life where I haven't had connections or like friendships like that, and I've definitely like, I wanted to develop friendships, but there wasn't such a not like a desperation, but just like a longing. But I think that's just because we want love, like we're human.
We want love. We just want
and it's like
love.
The intimacy of romance.
100%. And now I also like, I wanted to talk about the experience of also like dating in London, because you were in grew up a bit in Sydney and Byron, but like I don't know about you, like I just never really like dated.
I never dated.
No, like it's not a thing that I ever really did. Like I had 3 kind of relationships throughout my life, but they were all kind of like met and then just kind of, I don't know, when you live in a small town or like, you know, I don't know, I just never did the whole like dating app or like going on random dates with people. Like
actually going out to find something, you know, like it being your intention. Like I'm gonna find somebody.
And it's been so weird. Like I think we both recently tried like Hinge for like a brief period. And what I felt like, I only went on 1 like Hinge date and 1 like Riot. And like it was a good experience. I'm glad I did it. But I think one thing I really am seeing at this age, and this is obviously a generalization of my experience, but like is so many men, I don't know if it's specific to London, I don't know if it's specific to this like dating in this time, in this age period, but guys are so much less willing to settle.
Like commit or settle?
Commit. Sorry,
yeah,
wrong word. Commit.
Yeah,
because like I feel like it's that thing, right, of like you can really like someone, but it's
so like there's more fish in the sea.
Exactly. It's like I saw this TikTok, like the sound or whatever, that was just like, you're really great, like I really like you, I just want to see if I can find something better.
Yeah,
and it's like
painful.
it's so like that, you know. And like I think it's really good that we all strive to find the best, and if it's not a click, and if it's not a hell yes, like it's a no. But I also think connection is built, it's like nurtured. If you don't want to commit, that's fine. I also, like we both say, like there's something so beautiful about being in your 20s and like letting yourself be like
just experience
single
it.
and experience and meet other people.
Yeah.
Like the world is your oyster, there's so many fish in the sea, but it's like at some point like you gotta just choose a fucking fish.
That's
like
that can be applied to like so many things in life.
Yeah.
Like living somewhere, dating, careers, you know. And I think that's just like a whole thing that comes with our 20s. It's like we have so much option and so much choice, and it's like, you know, you see those TikToks of like people being like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna go backpacking or like do a snow season or move to Europe or like drive around Australia, start a business, because it's like
so many
options,
literally.
And how do you know what's right?
Yeah, it's so weird. Like I know I'm gonna watch back this video of myself in the future
don't think
like,
about that,
and just be like, oh my god, Joy, like you were. But like I'm just trying to be like really open and transparent to where I'm at right now, because like I think it'll actually like,
and that's so valuable.
Other people will like, and I'm also like, it'll be really cute for me to see, because I know I'm going to meet someone amazing, and I know I'm going to be like, I'm so happy you didn't settle, and I'm so happy that you went on those like shit dates or on that thing. But like it's just like so weird when you're like in it, and I'm just like, it gets to nighttime and I'm like where's my man?
Just get my pillow.
There was like 2 years, like I think it was like 2019 2020, where I was completely single, like didn't sleep with anyone. Like
how was that?
So great. And I didn't want anything. Like I remember feeling genuinely like, if the perfect guy was in front of me right now and he was like, I want to be with you, I would still say no. And I so fucking desperately want to be in that place again. But I think also
just honoring the place that you're in.
Exactly.
Like, no, like I feel like you're like inner self is just like trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
And it's like, you want love, and that's okay, right?
Yeah. I think when I'm at home, I have my family, and I have so many more friends that I can like lean on when those feelings come up. But being here in London, there's something about being in a big city, like especially in London, everyone's so spread out, and that I think those feelings of feeling alone hit a lot harder.
But I feel like that's so like that, those kind of uncomfortable feelings, like that lonely feeling and that longing feeling, and being in a city as well, and like being surrounded by so much, is like such good food for growth.
100%. Like,
you know?
I feel like I'm growing so much, and I feel like this time of me not finding someone
and feeling lonely
and like really having these conversations with myself where it's like, okay, Joy, why do you have those self-worth problems when it comes to guys? Like, why do you so desperately want to be seen and like validated by a guy? Like obviously, like I'm straight, so I'm talking about guys because that's my experience, but like I guess in any relationship, but I think there's something very like ingrained with heterosexual relationships where it's like, yeah, just wanting this like validation of men, and I'm just,
but it's like, also like I think it's healthy to want that to a degree. Like we all want to be validated. I think that we all want to act like we don't need validation. And I don't know, I think it's kind of become like a negative thing in society to be like, oh my gosh, you need to be validated so much to be validated. But like we all need validation, like from like being kids. Like so much of my childhood is like memories of just like reaching out for validation, like that thing of like, you know, did you ever do it when you're in a swimming pool as a kid and you'd like pretend to be dead, see if anyone cares?
And if no one, you're like, wow,
right?
No, it's true. It's true. Like, it's,
and that doesn't go away when we become adults. Like, yeah, we can validate ourselves, but it feels so nice to be validated. Such a good point. Such a good point. And it's not like a bad thing to want that.
I think we're also in a like in a place where social media and society like really like preaches like self-love, like and self-growth and doing it and self, which is in so many ways is like good, But I think
she's like my content.
No, but I think like you know, with this all this stuff coming up with like guys and stuff, I'm like, oh my god, Joy, you have so much inner work to do. You have to do so much like self-work, self-love. And then I also got to a point where I think even maybe like talking to you, it was like, no, it's also like finding the right person.
Yeah,
like,
and doing that work with somebody.
100%.
And that's why it's nice when like things sometimes, like the committing thing and like, you know, things not having to be like long experiences. Some things are just, you know, little blips that really teach you something and really help you evolve. And it's like, that is like, that's the self-growth and the self-development and the self-evolution, but with somebody else, you know, like even just a friendship like us two. We've both grown so much and like shared so much with each other that has helped us grow as individuals.
Literally.
But it's like, I think that we can do a lot of like self-healing, self-help, self, but like relationships help that so much. So much. If you've grown up feeling like you haven't had like the healthy role model of love, and it's like you have to kind of build your own idea of what healthy love is really hard for a lot of people. And like it's so hard being like, oh wait a minute, the love that I got when I was younger isn't actually, like when you have that realization and like that sudden awareness of like, that's not actually the love that I want, and that's the love that I've been seeking in the past, but it's not healthy and it's not, you know, love as I understand it. And it's like, wait a minute, what is love, and like what do I understand it to be? And then just like intellectualizing that and like trying to understand it for yourself, but then being like, okay, now I'm in the real world and I'm dating, and how, like it's just, but so much
also everyone else comes with their own bad stuff. Like that's the thing, is like everyone comes into a relationship with baggage, with past relationships, experiences, whether it be through your parents, whether it be through
past
friends,
selves, past
lives, literally, like,
it's a lot.
And I think it's that thing of like being able to be aware of that, like the same like the way that you said you had that moment. I think there's so many people that never let themselves have that moment, and they keep
painful
and then they think like, yeah, they're like hard to get, or they're like feeling not completely secure is part of the attraction of wanting them.
What are your thoughts on like, you know how there's that like not a saying but like an idea or like, you know, this belief that people have that you shouldn't, like when you meet, it's kind of like playing games, like when you meet somebody,
I'm not
like
games.
You shouldn't give 100% or like no,
absolutely
I disagree,
not. 100% not. I can give them a lot, but if then I'm finding myself constantly being the one that's doing the 80 or the 90, it's just not
it's draining.
It's not it. And sometimes you have to back yourself up and be like, I'm gonna meet you 50. If you meet me 50, great. If you're not, then maybe this isn't it.
That's a good way to look at it.
And then you attract the right friendships and relationships that are willing to put in that equal work. Otherwise you're
constantly chasing
stuck in that cycle
and like
of like, you're the one reaching out, you're the one doing the extra work, you're the one making it, and it's like, that's not an equal or rewarding relationship. And I think I've noticed that even like with dating, or like like I want to do so much, and I have to tell myself like, Joy, you're not playing hard to get, but you're also like, you are hard to get.
Yeah, exactly.
And they need to meet you in that place. Yeah. When I first met you, you were sharing about how like toxic you
it's so funny, like the building blocks that we get, like that's what I like to see, like connections and like relationships and dating people, like you are just more experienced, like even if it's a good time that doesn't last, you've given me so much invaluable experience that I can take forward into the next chapter of my life, and like 100%. The next connection. I feel like it's kind of like, I liken it to like moving apartments. Like I feel like when I lived in Sydney, every time I moved apartment, it was better. Like I was like, because I wasn't settling. I feel like I could have just like stayed in like, you know, one apartment and been like, yeah, this is nice. Like I can't bother to move my stuff. Like,
and that's so many people in relationships, same as friendships.
With me,
it's like,
honestly with me, like it's the convenience and like the comfort, it's just all good. Like it's too much work to have to like, you know, separate, like, because once you are in a relationship with somebody and it's been going for so long, so much of your lives become intertwined. Literally. And it can be so scary to want to end something when it's like, and I think also like the way that we're talking now, it's like we always come at things from the experience that we have, and I think about my past self maybe like 3 years ago in a relationship that I wasn't happy in, and it's like I look at myself and I'm like, oh, that relationship wasn't serving you, like you could have just moved on so much earlier. But it's like, no, like 20-year-old me only had like the experience that she had to build on. She had, you know, she did the best. Exactly. We can do the best we can. And like sometimes staying in a relationship that is undeserving of your love for years longer than it should have is the best that you can do at the time. And it's like 100%. It's really sad, but it like gives you a lot to build on and like to learn from if you can like look at it. And sometimes it takes time. I feel like for like a year or two after that relationship I was like, babe, what were we doing? And then it's like only after maybe, what was it, like a year and a half, I was like, wait, I can see like
so much.
Like that really helped me, even though it didn't help me at the time, like made me lower at the time, but like in retrospect I'm like, wow, there's a lot.
That's what made you. Yeah. And I think also something I'm constantly trying to remind myself is like, growth is not linear. Like I feel like being human is having to relearn sometimes the same things again and again, because like all this stuff that I'm talking about, relationships, like I've known this for a while. I know, like, but it's sometimes it's like we forget. We forget what we deserve. We forget why we like certain things, and so I'm like, yeah, just talking about it. Like I hope that's what this video is. It's like I feel like so many of you guys are gonna be like, you know, this isn't new information to you guys, but just a reminder that like, it's like you are amazing, you do deserve good, like it isn't worth to settle, like the right person is out there. And sometimes just hearing someone say that, it's like, yeah, this is, I forgot I can see clearly now. Literally. Because
sometimes I do have those moments in life and I'm like, wait a minute, and you have this realization and it's like, I already knew that, but like now I know it. Again. I know it more. It's like you get to know it on a deeper level. Yeah. Literally. And then sometimes it just lands. Yeah, it lands.
Someone can say something to you and you're like, yeah, I get you. And then someone can say the exact same thing and you're like,
I get you.
Yeah.
Just having these conversations, like on or off camera, like it's like plants little things in your subconscious, and like whether you realize it or not at the time, but like just those little conversations you can have with people help you grow and like change your mindset so 100%. Much. And it's like even just watching videos like this, it's like little things in your mind, you just, those little reminders, and like I think you just if you're receptive to it.
Literally. And I think watching you be in this like amazing period of having feeling so grounded and feeling so whole and like good, and like the connections and relationships you step into, I feel like I'm getting so much inspiration from that. And I feel like there's something so beautiful about especially female friendships where you in different times or in different periods and you can look at each other and really remind each other of like what's possible. And so thank you for being like such a beautiful,
thank you for helping me be more open.
Don't be like tearing up. Literally.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for being here. Literally, if you made it into this part of the video,
good on you.
Good on you.
You deserve a medal.
Like, write us I used to do this all the time. Put an orange emoji. An orange emoji.
Yeah, an orange.
Let's go with orange. Yeah. An orange emoji down below to let us know, and
that's a poem.
Orange emoji
down below to let us know if you want to grow.